French and Raven, 1959, defined power in terms of psychological relationships in which influence can change individual perceptions and behaviors. The key constructs of French and Raven's models are 5 bases of social power, which occupy various structures of influence, coercive power, legitimate power, reverent power, expert power, and reward power. All of these sources and uses of power can be combined to achieve a single aim, and individuals can often draw on one or more of all of them. In fact, the more sources of power to which a person has access to, the greater the individual's overall power and ability to get things done. I've seen quite a few examples of individual bases of social power in several organizations that I've worked for. I've seen coercive power used in the military by senior leadership to get members to do what they want, even if it's not necessarily in their job description, with usually the threat of non-judicial punishment if there's no follow-through with the tasks that they set forth. Based on our value that we put on rank in all branches, legitimate power is often used by direct leadership to accomplish the mission, and as subordinates, we comply because our expectations are fair and justified. Reverent power is something that is very rare nowadays. However, I have been guilty of following the orders of key leaders based on the respect of the individual or because he or she is well liked within the unit or organization. I have personally used expert power in many of my duty positions because I have a lot of job knowledge. I've been working my job for about 15 years, so of course, I guess I'm pretty smart at it, pretty good at it. So that's what drives the operational side of accomplishing our tasks. So if you don't know what you're doing, you need to listen up, take notes, and of course, try to learn something. If my job, if not done correctly, can cost lives. So I think that I just receive respect normally because of my breadth of experience and, of course, the professionalism, so I don't necessarily have to ask for it. Lastly, in my opinion, reward power is mostly used in just about any organization. Leadership uses incentives to modify employee behavior, so the end result is 50-50. Happy employees, happy leadership. So basically, leadership gets what they want out of you with the promise of something that you find desirable as a reward for accomplishing a task or a goal. There are many positive impacts to utilizing Mintzberg's political game and game playing framework. Sponsorship, alliance building, strategic candidates, and whistleblowing are a few of the games that I believe have positive impacts on organizations. Sponsorship, taking someone under your wing, especially if you're senior to them and are able to help build a better knowledge-based foundation, that's always a positive in the workplace. In my squadron, we take the newest members and assign them to sponsor teams. So this means that basically that team inducts them into the organization and gets them more familiar with their job, responsibilities, the rules, and regulations for our unit. Alliance building, working together by building bridges instead of burning them and never really hurt anybody. So in my career field, we hold weekly functions on base that help us mingle with our own career field and community. So it allows us to be able to network with others on base and close by installations, people from our same career field. So if we need anything, we can reach out to each other instead of trying to find somebody to help us that's not necessarily in our career field. Strategic candidates. We always have a few new people coming in. So some to replace those that are leaving and some people that are just now joining the team. So there have been opportunities presented to me as a 3-year veteran in my squadron that may not have been offered to newbies simply because I have more experience than they do. And of course, I have seniority being in the unit longer than they have. This is a positive example of how the game can be played if used for the right reasons. Lastly, whistleblowers. No one likes a snitch per se, but at the same time, this program not only protects people, but it protects the company or any organization. It's in place to identify wrongdoings that could potentially hurt the organization and its employees, and it teaches accountability and allows people to report without reprisal. If you have integrity, you would understand how this is a positive for any organization. I haven't had any personal experience with the Whistleblower Act, but we do have a Whistleblowers Act in the military, which is basically the same thing as any civilian organization. So if you check out my post, you can see my references, and thank you for watching.